What's going on, everybody? In today's video, we are starting. Yes, that's right. Starting Rush, Hold Your Fire. Kitty's here mostly for moral support for me. Because she knows what I'm about to go through, apparently. Not even I know what I'm about to go through, but apparently there's a song called Tai Shan that is a beloved Rush song that, yeah, see? She knows. Yeah, we have to listen to it for the people, Kitty. Okay? All right. If you're new here, we're doing the whole album, right? Starting today, starting with the first song today. The first song is Force 10. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out my videos, all kinds of videos, reaction videos, bass videos, music videos, all kinds of videos. Check it out. In the description, Amazon affiliate links to all things Rush, bass gear, music gear that I use, all kinds of stuff. Check it out. If you like the channel, if you want to support the channel, there are all kinds of ways. You can hit super thanks underneath this video. You can hit me direct in the description. I got PayPal, Venmo, Amazon wishlist, mailing address. Check it out. Oh yeah, awesome. Thank you. Okay. Also, if you're new here, this is the first video of the album. It will be longer. I am about to go through the Wikipedia page for Hold Your Fire so that I have some information in my brain before I listen to it. So if you don't like that, you can skip to where the song starts or whatever, whatever, but it's going to be longer. So that's what it is. Most people that are here, you already know. So, okay. Hold Your Fire. What do we know about this album? It came out in '87, huh? Hold Your Fire is the 12th studio album, released September 8th, 1987, recorded at the Manor Studio in Oxfordshire, Ridge Farm Studio, and Air Studios. Okay, a whole bunch of places. They recorded it freaking everywhere. Hold Your Fire was the last Rush studio album released outside Canada by Polygram. Don't care. Till Tuesday bassist and vocalist Amy Mann contributed vocals to Time Stand Still. Okay, amazing. The album was not as commercially successful as most of the band's releases of the 80s, peaking at number 13, blah, 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 blah. Okay. After Rush's 1986 Power Windows tour ended, the band members took the summer off to spend more time with their families. A few months passed and the group decided to start getting back into writing material. Neil began writing lyrics in a cottage in early September. He's always in a cottage or like a villa or a manor or a castle or something, right? Meanwhile, Getty started to compose on his keyboard setup controlled on a Macintosh computer using software called Digital Performer. Amazing. Wow. Yeah, I remember Digital Performer. That's crazy. Did he have one of those big Macs? Those Macs that had the big back that was like colored or whatever? Those weren't out yet, were they? I remember those in Digital Performer, which would be useful for both the writing and production stages, and Alex was doing experimental tapes at home. Yeah, of course he was. He was like, I got my 4-track on that cassette. Pirrett also used the Mac to write some lyrics for the album. Typing. He's referring to typing. This cat is going to be something, huh? Pirrett wanted to do something in the same vein as Power Windows, this time working around the theme of time. However, after writing lyrics for the first song he wrote, Time Stand Still, Pirrett started to create more material that would turn the theme into Instinct, which was the reason for titling the album Hold Your Fire. Okay. In an afternoon later that month, Pirrett and Lee together showed what they had been working on and also discussed a few lyrical ideas they weren't able to write on paper, which would be included in Mission, Open Secrets, and Turn the Page. Group started writing sessions in Allura Sound Studio, Ontario. In September '86, Lifeson showed his experimental tapes, while Lee brought soundcheck jams he had done that year. According to Pirrett, Lifeson's tapes would yield some good parts for several songs, and Lee's soundcheck jams were sorted and labeled as potential verses, bridges, choruses, or instrumental bits, and thus they served as a reference library of spontaneous ideas that could be drawn upon at will. Lifeson used a drum machine to write drum parts, which Lee tracked on a Lurks sound recorder. Is that why, right? Is that why his nickname is Lurks? Was that an actual sound recorder? By early November, 8 songs had been written which the group felt wasn't enough for the album to have a good amount of musical variety. Pierre said, "We decided we'd go a bit further this time. We were aware of the fact that only a small percentage of people actually buy records anymore." Wow, that was in 86, 87. The vast majority choosing cassettes or CDs. Okay, yeah, sure. Thus, we figured, why should we worry about the time limitations of the old vinyl discs? Cat's being insane. Might have to get thrown out already, huh? We thought we'd like to have 10 songs and go for 50 minutes or so of music, so we did. Producer Peter Collins came to Allura Sound in early December to give the band suggestions to improve the songs. Among many small changes, a couple of major suggestions were new verses to Mission and chorus revisions to Open Secrets. With 9 songs already written, Collins also suggested the band make a 10th track for the album, and the song Force 10 would be written on the last day of pre-production, December 14. Okay, so she messes with the camera, she gotta go. That's how it works. Okay, so this first song was the last song that they wrote. Production recording of Hold Your Fire began January 5th, 1987 at the Manor in England. This was where the drums, bass, basic keyboards, lead guitars, and lead vocals were recorded. The keyboards, guitars, and vocals were recorded digitally, while the drums and bass, as preferred by Pierre, were taped using an analog tape recorder, later converted into a digital tape. On February 7th, the band went to Ridge Farm Studio for Andy Richards to perform additional dynamic keyboards and exciting events, as well as put all recorded instrument tracks into a digital machine. Lifeson was also able to write guitar overdubs while recording at Ridge Farm. The band headed off to Air Montserrat on March 1st to start producing guitar overdubs, and later to McClear Place Studios in Toronto 3 weeks later to finish the overdubs, record orchestral arrangements by Steve Margoshes for High Water, Mission, and Second Nature, and track additional voice parts such as Amy Mann's vocals for Time Stand Still and Prime Mover, and gospel choir. Okay, so they're keeping like orchestra and choir kind of stuff. Sounds like orchestra on a couple of tracks. Recording was finished by April 24, and mixing took place starting May 7 in Paris. Lee mastered the album with Bob Ludwig in New York City mid-July. Lee played a wall bass for Hold Your Fire, as well as being vocalist and keyboardist. Good job. The synths and other electronic instruments and devices used, all programmed with the assistance of Andy Richards and Jim Burgess, were several Akai S900 samplers, 2 Prophet synths, a PPG 2.3, a Roland Super Jupiter, and a D550, 2 Yamaha KX77, blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, huge list of things. Don't care. The song Tai Shan was an experiment in composition. It was influenced by classical Chinese music. Oh boy. And its title was a reference to Mount Tai in China's Shandong province, which Pierre first became aware of during a bicycle trip in China. A backward sample of Amy Mann's vocals from another track is used at the end of the song. In 2009 interview with Blender, Lee expressed regret in including Tai Shan on the album, calling it an error and saying we should have known better. Lifeson called the song a little corny in 2012 interview. 2016 interview. In an interview in 2016 about the worst songs Rush had released, Lifeson said Tai Shan is one of the worst easily, and Panacea, it was an attempt at something that didn't really work out. It was innocent. Okay. Alright. Reception of Hold Your Fire has been mixed to positive, while the album has been criticized for its 80s pop music sound and overuse since. Some, including the band members, felt it was better than the previous studio projects, with praises of the album's production, composition, and lyrics. Hold Your Fire was initially deemed a commercial disappointment in comparison to other Rush albums. Okay, despite its poor commercial showing, it retains a cult following. Okay. Lush, warm production, profound lyrics dealing with age, the natural world, optimism, cynicism, and enjoying life. Fabulous bass work. Lyrically, I think this album is some of Neil's best work. Both critics rank blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. All right. Yep, it's what it is. All right, I think it's time to get to this. Force 10, track number 1 on this album. I lost my moral support. She's down here, actually. Maybe she'll come back during the song. I hope so. I might need it. We'll see. Well, I guess I have a few songs to get to before. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Let's do this. Force 10. Bam. solo bass action with a pedal.
Look out for the force without form. Look around at the sight and sound. Look in, look out, look around. Tough times, man, tough talk, man, tough hearts, man, tough songs, man. We can move with savage grace.
Stuff again. That.
Skin as thick as these, thick as these. Look into the eye of the storm. Look out for the force without form. Look around at the sight and sound. Look in, look out, look around.
Creating atmosphere here. Yeah, you can hear somebody mentioned Jocko in the last album, tone-wise, a little. You hear it right here, a little bit.
Look in, look out, look around.
Whoa. Okay. Interesting. And what is that about? Those drums all of a sudden? Okay. I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool. Everything sounds really clean. Power Windows was more clean than previous records also, but it's still happening. And I think it's because things are digital at this point. That's what I think, at least. It sounds really, really clean, like really crisp, really separated, you know, yeah, there's no overlap, there's no meshing, there's no bleed. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry. I'm looking for a word. What is it? Bleed. There's no bleed, none of that kind of thing. It doesn't sound like it. Which, you know, is what it is. Yeah, Getty's bass sound before on power windows, so he's using a wall bass again, right? And on power windows, I said that it sounds snappy to me. It sounds like there's even less low end, and I miss that. I miss that. I kind of miss that. That being said, I don't know if more low end would work with what he's playing. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not positive. I mean, it is what it is, but I feel like I'd rather have a jazz bass. I feel like I'm like, where's the jazz bass? You know, like where's the? I feel like you can get a jazz bass sounding with a little bit more low end, but still cut. You know. Anyways, it's what it is. I thought this was fine. It's fine. Didn't really stand out to me. It wasn't, you know, it was whatever. It's fine. There was one part that I liked what Neil did groove-wise. I thought it was cool. Other than that, you know, it sounds like Rush. Sounds like a Rush tune, right? Amazing. All right, next we got Time Stand Still, and this is the one that Amy Mann is on. Is that right? We got some new experimenting. Oh, see, I told you she'd be back. Yeah, she's like, yeah, but I'm leaving. I just am using the desk to get onto the next taller thing. This other thing is higher up than the desk, and that's where I want to be because I'm a cat. Anyways, yeah, cool. Time Stand Still is coming up next. I'll catch you then.